All right, now we're going to go live, folks. Let's start our countdown. Hey, welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. And we got a few of us here, but we all gonna pop in at some point, I'm sure. Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. And it's good to be back. Thank you for hanging out with us last week, Memorial Day weekend. So much was going on. Man, tons of wrestling shows, tons of people in town. It was a lot. You're going to hear some of it as we're going to kick off on some of the things we experienced during that week. And, of course, all the wrestling shows. This one is geared towards AEW Double or Nothing, NXT in your house, and, of course, what just finished Hell in a Cell. And there we go. Mr. himself, Sid City Steve. It was perfect. You're right on time, man, because you know we don't start the show without you.
Hey, I was beginning to wonder.
Well,
I was also going to say too that me and Sin City Steve went through a portal through Hell in a Cell after we were checking on the main event. We are part of the first responder team for people operating on one pec.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll appreciate. Thank you. Listen, there was a lot going on, and you guys were taking one for the team. So, all right, so we're gonna get ready, man. We're gonna start off with our four-way stop again. Double or nothing in your house in Hell in a Cell. Here we go. All right, Sid City, tell us, man, what were your highlights from those three shows?
Well, obviously, I'm going to focus largely on Double or Nothing. And at Double or Nothing, we saw CM Punk defeat Hangman Adam Page to win the AEW World title in a great 25-minute match. On Friday, we had CM Punk state that he's got a broken bone and needs surgery. So reports are that it's a broken foot. So not the greatest there, but obviously there will be a battle royal on Dynamite this week. The winner of that match will face Jon Moxley at the end of Dynamite, and the winner of that match will go on to face someone from New Japan Pro Wrestling at Forbidden Door. The winner of either Hiroki Goto or Hiroshi Tanahashi will face Jon Moxley or the winner of the Battle Royal at Forbidden Door, and they will be the interim AEW World Champion. Kind of interesting that we get to this point because Moxley has been clamoring for a match with Tanahashi since he had the IWGP United States Championship. And it looks like as if this could be one large and contrived way that we're going to get there. Right. So say what you will, they're rolling with the punches. Elsewhere, Wardlow is officially all elite after beating MJF at Double or Nothing after 10 power bombs. And speaking of MJF, that Max Friedman guy, he cut an absolutely fire promo on Dynamite. Now, obviously, this promo felt a lot like the CM Punk pipe bomb promo. How ironic, considering, who knows, he could end up being the person that comes out of this whole Battle Royal and Moxley situation, wins the AEW World title in the interim, and goes on to face CM Punk, I don't know, maybe All Out in Chicago.
Wow. Okay. Hell of a prediction there, man. But you never know. All right.
Never know.
Let's run over to you. Simon Street. What highlights did you have, man, from those three shows?
Man, well, I'm going to go ahead and start off with Double or Nothing. Yeah. Amazing freaking show. I was able to watch it in the mountains. And the one thing I will highlight is, basically Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb was actually a good match. I mean, be the fact that, yes, some promos prior weeks weren't up to par. They did not disappoint. They start off with literally one of the most women's technical wrestling matches I've seen in a very long time. They started off, ground and pound, and then from there went technical. Then from there went more submissions. They were easily matched. I mean, obviously we know the result. When I think of women's matches, yes, there's many different ways you can showcase talent, but those two, I would love to see them again, to be completely honest with you. Outside of that, another good match that I saw from Double or Nothing, which was really, really good, is pretty much just, the Anarchy match. I think part of it was, where it was booked and where it was placed I felt perfect. Literally, shout out to all the cameramen. Shout out to how, if you were there live, you saw parts if you were in location, but if you paid for the pay-per-view, you got a lot of that pay-per-view advantage from all the different shots that you had. Well-placed, fun match. I mean, like, man, there was enough blood, guts, and chaos for everybody, and it was just fun. Outside of that, I will say, NXT 2.0 in your house was a good show. Now just leave it at that.
Okay, no doubt. Before I go over to you, Matt Michaels, I will jump in right quick. Highlights for me. Believe it or not, for Double or Nothing, it probably would also be the Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa match. Actually, that was the only match that I thought put on just a high caliber match. Now, granted, there was some other high spots. I'm sure Steve, you Hardy and Young Bucks was like, oh my God, it was just great. And I don't know. There was just a lot. And yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I will say the Thunder Rosa and Serena definitely was a highlight for me. NXT, man, Carmelo and Cameron Grimes. I love that match right there. Carmella did some sort of a DDT over the rope onto Cameron to Cameron, and I was like, damn. I mean, that was a pretty awesome move. And then Cameron did some move where he flipped himself along with Carmelo onto the ring. I mean, they did some pretty good spots that was really good, pulled them off perfect. The Tony D'Angelo and Santos Escobar, those two, I really enjoyed the hype, and I liked them how they were just staring at each other starting off the match. They really wanted to just get in there and just kill one another. I'm gonna talk about them a little bit more in my looking for, or what I'll be looking for in the future. I forget what I fucking call the show, for Christ's sakes. But anyway, when we get to that segment, we'll know. And man, for tonight's match, believe it or not, I really did, and 4 seconds. And I really enjoyed the Theory and Mustafa Ali match. I really did enjoy that. I thought that they put on a good match. There has some notes on that, and I got to see where I actually put it. Oh, it was called a modified Spanish fly. That was a move that was done, that Theory performed on Mustafa Ali. I hadn't seen that before, and that was a really good move right there. As far as I was concerned, he could have just wrapped it up with that move. But that was also overall, I enjoyed the pay-per-view for Hell in a Cell, but the Theory and Mustafa was the favorite one outside of the women's match, which was also great. All right, Matt Michaels, what do you got?
We got to start with Mandy and Wendy Chu. How about that? Got to see Mandy showing a little bit of what she can do, and Wendy Chu putting on a good showing. Not a bad match at all. Grimes and Hayes, boy, Grimes is one of the best workers in the business. He really can make a match just that much better. Gacy won me over. I think that he has got a lot with that character that can be done. Very, very great to see, his performance kind of amped up against Braun. And then you had here on Hell in the Cell, Madcap versus Corbin. Madcap just looks like a fucking monster now. They finally have reached a potential with him. So that should be a thing to look forward to see him going forward. They need new faces and new fresh blood into the mix. So that's not a bad showing there. Come on, Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel. Come on, you can't go wrong with that. That was beautiful. Wonderful story told. And eventually we've got to see Elias show his face, I would assume, to maybe protect the reputation of his younger brother. And yes, it was a modified Spanish fly in that Theory match. That was off the hook. That was just wonderful. But Austin Theory can't do wrong. So there you go.
Absolutely. All right, cool. Let's get right next into our Too Sweet for the week. All right, so let me kick it off with you, Simon Street. What was your Too Sweet for the week?
Well, my Too Sweet for the week would have to be, yet again, Double or Nothing. Too Sweet for the week for the new power couple, Britt Baker, Bay, are the winners of the first inaugural Owen Hart Foundation tournament. A lot of people are probably like, yeah, we already knew that was going to be the case, but I think that's good. I think that's good for them. I think that they have an impressive showing. I enjoyed the tournament throughout the way, and I will give a quick shout outs to AEW for finally doing something really right with regards to tournaments that WWE used to do, but don't do it all the time. In a lot of those matches, particularly with Samoa Joe match that they had. They showed how a tournament can wear and tear on you. That's something that I really like when tournaments go about, because it gives credence to the tournament, not only for people watching, but also to just how it is. But I really enjoyed it. I think it was great. I think the ceremony that they presented was good. I like that they let Owen Hart's wife kind of speak for an extra 7 to 8 minutes. I thought that was good too, and I like that how they did it. They get their names etched in the trophy. They both had really nice, fabulous titles. They don't have to defend it. It was just great. I enjoyed every bit of it. It was great. And also too, side note, the guy that was doing the guitar for Britt Baker was pretty cool. Even though I don't think he was really playing, but he was still shredding. And then shout out to Rancid for doing Ruby Soho's theme music live. That shit was live. So too sweet for the week.
No doubt. Let's go to you, Matt Michaels. What was yours?
We got to go with the Creed brothers finally getting the tag titles, giving a little more to that story. But Julius's shooting star press was fucking unbelievable. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And also the Hell in a Cell, the match that kicked everything off tonight, that triple threat with the women was just phenomenal. We got to see a dueling ankle lock, which I've never seen before. That's something that was thrown in that was new to the mix. And of course, the Hell in a Cell match itself. If you don't like the color purple, then you probably didn't like this match.
It was a theme.
No doubt. What you guys said, City?
So realistically, my too sweet for the week, everyone involved in that Anarchy in the Arena match. On the floor, in the arena, the visibility was limited. But rewatching the match, it was great. From playing Wild Thing for the first 7 to 8 minutes of the show or of the match, a la New Jack, to the visual of Eddie Kingston stumbling to the ring with a gas can, looking like an extra out of The Walking Dead. This match brought the chaos. It was a lot of fun. I don't quite know if I would give it the 5 stars that Meltzer did, but it was a solid match. I know. Whatever.
He really did.
He gave it 5. Yeah.
He did.
Anyway, literally what we just finished with, Cody Rhodes wrestling at Hell in the Cell with a torn fucking pectoral muscle. Wow. And the match was unbelievably good. So very, very, very solid match. Obviously Seth Rollins looked great in the match as well. But you got Cody Rhodes picking up the win, with the torn pec. So realistically, I'm guessing that he's going to go away and he'll be a surprise entrant at the Rumble. That's the only thing that I can figure. But yeah, as far as everything over the last couple of weeks, I haven't seen anything that's been, just terrible, but I've seen a lot of things that have been really, really good. And I think that everybody who stepped into a ring, either, during Double or Nothing weekend, or, even in the week that we've had since then, like I think that everybody knows that a lot of eyes are watching pro wrestling right now. And so everybody in the business, quite frankly, that has been on TV, they've enriched my sports entertainment, quite frankly.
Sure.
So for that reason, a shitload of people are getting 2 sweets for the week for me.
That's awesome. I want to remind everyone who is watching us that feel free to throw in comments. And as you throw your comments in, we will get it up or throw it out there.
Get it up.
We'll throw it out there.
Right now is a good time for our sponsor, Blue Chew, where everybody can get it up all at once.
Yeah, no doubt. So we'll do that. And then we thank everyone who is just listening to the podcast. As far as for myself, yes, Cody Rhodes torn pec. This guy put it down still. I was when he finally exposed it, you heard the whole arena just gasp. And then for a minute, it just got quiet. Like people going, wait, is this really going to happen? It was interesting just to see. And then they didn't. It was just really weird at one point. The match was great. The audience seemed like they wasn't sure where to go with it. Then they started cheering Seth, which it was weird. And then it went to Cody. I was like, must be some AEW fans in there because they're usually the confused crowd, But anyway, definitely that would have to be too sweet, man, just for what he did. The women's match kicking off with Bianca, Asuka, and Becky. That was a great match. I pretty much thought Bianca was going to win that match, but I'm going to tell you, there was a few times that I thought maybe Asuka was about to take that. I mean, it was a really, and not even that, even Becky, but I mean, they were putting it on and they put on the clinic. So, I mean, really shout out to them for that. And I think what I had, let's see, for NXT, I think I already put down yeah, so I think that'll be it for that. Because I don't have anything else. So those are the two definitely highlights that would be for me when it comes to that. So let's move on to our next, which is the WTF. WTF for me, Sin City Steve, why were they playing that stupid ass song for 8 minutes on Double or Nothing? I guess that was supposed to be exciting. I was really irritated, but I was happy when Jericho disconnected whatever he had to do to make it stop playing. So that was definitely a highlight. But to me, I just did not get that whole thing. The whole thing was just whatever. Okay, Adam Cole and Britt Baker had to win, right? Both of them just had to win this Owen Foundation. Yeah, Adam just had to lose to Samoa, beat Samoa Joe. For real? Yeah, believable. Yeah, bullshit. It's ridiculous. Makes no sense at all. I don't even understand what was going on there. I will say that move over. Oh, and that's oh, you know what? That's another Double or Nothing. The Jade match. Look, I want to like her. I do. I'm like trying to be for the cause, the culture, everything. I'm liking her. I'm that bitch, and I'm all her little 3 sayings she say, but I'm just not being sold on whatever she do in that ring. And I don't know what is wrong. That whole match to me was just boo-boo. And I don't know if it's a combination of her and who she's fighting, or it's just really her. But it's just I'm just done. I've given it too many chances. Anyways, that's mine. WTF for the week. But how about you, Sin City Steve? What was yours?
Yeah, I'm the lucky one to follow that up. Okay, awesome. So first things first, I do want to just make a mention. It was talked about the reason why they had Wild Thing playing was because, quite frankly, they were working up to the larger spots in the match. So it was something.
What the fuck?
Anyway, so Impact. Let me ask you this: what if it was a different song?
Well, I wouldn't have.
What if it was a different song?
No, to be completely honest with you, I wouldn't have want no song to be playing during a match. I understand.
Did you ever experience New Jack in ECW?
I did. At the same time, and I like New Jack.
Okay.
I still wasn't necessarily just a fan of just hearing a constant single, or in their case, a whole album during a match.
Okay.
You know,
stylistic differences. I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, when in the fuck are they going to pull the trigger on this Christian Cage turn? It needs to happen. It's to the point where everyone's anticipating it. And, you know, at this point, you're probably going to get diminishing returns. It's not going to be, you know, the impact that you're going to get is going to be lessened when he actually turns on Jungle Boy, which we all know is going to fucking happen at this point. Elsewhere, Double or Nothing had absolutely no need to be 5.5+ fucking hours.
Jesus,
Okay.
thank you.
I give WWE shit about their long shows all the time, so I have to do the same for AEW. Several of the matches could have been left off the show, such as the Jade match that you had just mentioned, Impact. And incidentally, I don't fault Jade in that match. From what I saw, most of it was due to Anna Jay. Anna Jay, there were times in the match where she looked lost. So
and that's why I was saying
think
I don't know if it's just her or it's her and who she's fighting, but it's just always her match that it ends up not being the way it should be. So
So there's that, and also fuck Fight TV. For those of you not aware, evidently there was a mistake with the algorithm that ended up flagging videos that were uploaded to YouTube from inside of the crowd, saying that it was actually a feed of the pay-per-view. So that's why those videos got flagged. That's why channels got canceled and banned.
Wow.
So it sucks.
Oh well. I agree with you. Let's go with you, Matt Michaels. What was your WTF?
We got to go with Double or Nothing, including the asshats in the arena match. Fucking awful. Fuck that. Jade can't wrestle versus why am I on the pay-per-view? That was whatever match. Jeff, honestly, it's a concussion. I'm not high. And his brother can't go anymore, Hardy, versus the old fucks. Yeah, that was wonderful. And Paige Van Zandt, Lame Man Page versus CM Junk. Oh my God. What a bunch of garbage. 5 hours worth of garbage. Because, you know, the playoffs. What a fucking idiot. You guys have a wonderful fucking ownership.
Was that the reason for the length?
Yeah, because that idiot fucking didn't want to start the fucking main event, which was not a TV. This isn't TV.
Right.
So you buy a $50 pay-per-view, you're probably going to watch the fucking pay-per-view, not the basketball game, and then flip over to the main event of the pay-per-view when the basketball game's over. Yeah. Fucking moron running that company. Anyway, Chicago fans, you guys are just as stupid as Tony Khan. Being hot for the almost MVP versus Lashley match? What the fuck? Did Lashley steal a fans championship belt to show that he wants to? What a fucking idiot, too. Good for you. And then Ali is Chicago's favorite son was actually something that was said, which is the most bullshit that was said on all of wrestling within the past, 15, 20 years, maybe.
All right. Thank you for telling us how you really feel. Simon Street, what you got, man? What's your WTF?
My WTF is this pay-per-view we just got. Oh, let me rephrase that. This premium pay-per-view we just watched. Really weak sauce compared to the fact of the same business that had a really just better WWE NXT in your house, Double or Nothing, regardless of what you're saying, Michaels, or Mr. I'm jumping on the WWE bandwagon, Mr. Impact, was a much better show. Yeah, there was riddled with some problems, but it was a way better party, even though it was much longer than what we wanted to watch. I'm just going to break it down real quick. This whole Hell in a Cell was weak sauce. Number one, couple highlights. MVP's diss track was probably a good highlight. It was pretty damn cool. And then, of course, Cody Rhodes, even though it was a sore eye to see, was good. Other than that, some of the other matches was weak sauce. The women's the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch had some high spots. It was cool. But it's shit that I probably would have saw on Raw anyways. For a premium event, come on, do better than that. Also, too, Bobby Lashley versus Omos, that was okay. But come on, he got saved by yet again, another attempt of, Ho for hire coming in to save the day. Weak shit, all right? Then Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens. Yeah, it was comical, was cool. But come on, we've been seeing this shit every fucking Raw. I'm done with it. United States Championship. Theory versus Mustafa Ali. That was all right. But at the end of the day, Theory's a weak-ass motherfucking champion that needs the big boss to be able to boost his ass. I hope that he grows some legs and does a better job. And then last but not least, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Liv Morgan versus the Purple Judgment Day. Cool, but we've seen it again. So for a premium event, kiss my ass.
Wow. All right. Everybody's telling how they feel, man. That's what happens when you give us a break, man. We come back and we're on fire. All right. Let's jump over into our next one, which is what we're looking for. So let's do it. All right. So with that, I'm going to start off with you. Matt Michaels, what are you looking out for?
Looking out for what's going to happen when Escobar's guys are forced to join the Tony D faction. That should be a pretty awesome. MVP's rap career, we'll see what happens with that. But most that I'm looking forward to is to seeing what happens with all these injured people in pro wrestling after the last 2 weeks. So a lot of injuries going down. Some of them, really looked legit like men. And some of them, I don't know, they had to weep and pull some shit on a third-rate show to hand over a title for a wonderful battle royal that's going to have a number one contender that's going to go against the number one contender. And you're going to hear that song again, DJ, for a long time. So enjoy that shit.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Simon Street? What you looking out for, man?
There's actually two things I'm looking out for. Number one, in the land of AEW, I'm actually looking forward to seeing more of Athena. I know we saw a little bit of that on Dynamite, so I'm very happy with her. I think she's in a good spot right now. I think this is a good breath of fresh air that she's going to need. And even though we've seen this with a lot of people that have come from, particularly women's division from WWE coming over to AEW, I think that she's someone that will fit in quite well. And then, I would like to see her take the title off of Mrs. Green Cargill. Also, too, looking forward to the end part of the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament that's going on. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, kind of echo the same sentiment that, Sensei Steve said, regardless of what you like, right now, wrestling is hype. Got a lot of things coming up. So I'm looking forward to all of it. And I got a little bit more time on my hands. So I'm going to get a chance to partake in every little bit of it.
All right. Sin City, I'll go before you.
I like the way you announced that, like you're going to have him go. I don't know if you meant to do that, but that was pretty good.
Oh, it's all good. It was mentioned before the match with Legado del Fantasma. Man, I want to see how this is going to turn out. And I'm happy it turned out that way because it's really going to be interesting to see what they have to do for these guys. So looking out for that. Also, I'm really looking forward to Carmelo Hayes and Solo Sikoa because Solo deserves that match, man. He's got a countdown. He says, I got next. So I know that's going to be a fire match. I can't wait to see where that go. And just a side note, I'm a fan of I've always been a fan, by the way, of Madcap. In fact, I think when they redid his music and his look, they should have just dropped Moss. We like doing one names anyway. We got Riddle and Theory. So can we just do Madcap?
Yeah, but do you realize that the Moss part was the actual thing? That's the through line to his character going back to NXT.
Yeah, it was Moss.
So,
it was Moss Riddick.
It was Riddick Moss.
Riddick Moss, you're right.
Yeah. So,
so
if anything, they killed Madcap and just call him Moss.
Just Moss? Okay. Well, nevertheless.
Impact, I like your idea.
I like Madcap.
Just Madcap.
Yeah,
just make him crazy. Just make him mad.
Well, he looked great. I just want to say that. And I heard somebody say that he's just WWE's Warlow. I don't know where they mean by that because that sounds like bullshit to me. but whatever. But yeah, I'm looking out to see what more he's going to do. All right, Sin City, what is yours?
Madcap would be Wardlow if you ordered him on Wish. That's about it. Anyway,
that was a good one. Where's the scoreboard? One for Sin City.
Hey, legit though, I am interested to see what they do as they frantically try to build somebody up on Raw to be the top babyface on the brand, because they're now going to be without Cody Rhodes for possibly 6 to 7 months. So they've got a huge vacancy at the top of the card that they need to fill out right now. The other thing also, quite frankly, I'm nerded out, geeked up, whatever, however you want to say it. I cannot wait for the build to Forbidden Door. Seeing the crossover with people from New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW, it's going to be a lot of fun. I know Michaels, I'm not even looking at the screen, but I can see that you're rolling your eyes, probably having a coronary, whatever. But the fact is, it's going to be a hell of a show, and I can't wait to see, which dream matches that we get as we get closer to that. And then also the Adam Cole and Britt Baker winning the Owen Hart Foundation tournaments, as was mentioned earlier. It was a decent tournament, nothing really just blow away. There wasn't any great solid matches. There were a lot of I'd say Rampage tier matches, but nothing pay-per-view centric. I'm hoping that they do play up that power couple angle, and that they do actually start interacting with each other on a more frequent basis. It would allow for more character definition for both.
Okay. No doubt. All right. Let's get right into our best in show. All right. Best in show for me would be NXT in Your House. I really enjoyed that. Watching the of course the families go at it to kick off the show. The Toxic Attraction and going against Chance and Carter. I'm really not a fan, to be honest with you, with Chance and Carter, and not really even with Toxic Attraction. But nevertheless, I thought that the match was was done well. Of course, we talked about Carmelo and Cameron Grimes. That was just an awesome match. Mandy, another match I didn't really care about. I like Wendy Chu, but that didn't do it for me. The Creed brothers was definitely on fire. And of course, Braun Breaker and what they're doing with Joe Gacy. It was the show, best in show for me for sure. But how about for you, Simon Street? What was your best in show this week?
You know what? Mine is actually going to be Double or Nothing. And the reason why I say that is because, WWE may have all of the expensive gear, top shelf professionals, but man, boy, does AEW know how to throw a motherfucking party. Because from the time that I watched that to the time that it ended, from the time it ended, I think there was only like one match, maybe two. I was like, man. But the rest of it was fun. And you know what? For all the shit that a lot of people give the booking of AEW, I felt that all those matches were well placed. And I know, for me, honestly, and I'm saying it for me, I'm not an expert. I am a consumer. And as a consumer, I was pleased with the booking.
How much did you pay for that one?
Look, sir. Everybody pays the price. All right? And I paid the price. Might have been the internet connection, but I paid the price, goddammit. And you know what? AEW
gave his time.
Yes. AEW. There you go. Thank you, sir. AEW Double or Nothing really was good. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's never perfect. But again, I will say Double or Nothing is the WrestleMania of AEW. And they've proven it. And, I wasn't able to go to the live one this year, but next year, I will definitely be there. And, if to air out the sentiment of Kanye West, I wait till I get my money right. I'm going to be hitting up in the front row if I can for the next Double or Nothing. They did a hell of a job.
All right. Look at that, Sid City. You just got a believer here. You know, it's like if you was a preacher, this is the guy that's coming down to the altar to give his life.
No,
So
he just has his eyes open. That's all.
okay. Well, why don't you tell us, Sid City, what was your best in show this week?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked. If you couldn't guess by now, then I don't know what to tell you. Double or Nothing. It was a solid show. From beginning to end. Yes, it was 5 hours. They did a really good job in the arena of getting everybody into the arena. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about logistics because being at the show as opposed to just watching it on TV. Yeah, everything was so fast paced. Like as soon as people left the ring, they were already starting ring introductions for the next match. Like it was just boom, 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 boom. And it really didn't feel like as if there was a lot of dead time on there. If you go to a Raw, a live Raw or a live SmackDown or heaven forbid a live pay-per-view, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of downtime for a lot of video packages and things like that. Sometimes it can seem extremely tedious. But I think that, AEW, for better or worse, it was like 12 matches. And yeah, as I said, I would have preferred for them to have maybe trimmed off a couple, but really what they did was they brought a solid 5-6 hours of entertainment. I wish the show wouldn't have been that long, but at least, I know that you're definitely against it, Impact, and I get that, but there was definitely a noticeable increase in the crowd participation after and during that Anarchy in the Arena match. I think the Deeb match, Deeb and Rosa match, crowd was a little bit tired, but then they started playing the music, and it just. I think that the momentum of that carried the crowd through the rest of the night because they were hot for the last 3 matches.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, how about for you, man, Michael's best in show?
Yeah, it's funny the AEW crowd would hate the best match on the show and feel tired, but all of a sudden, fucking Wild Thing plays, and oh my god, we got to wake up because it's a bunch of old guys fighting now. Best in show easily is Seth Rollins polka dots.
Well, that was actually great to see him pull that out, and then the belt too, which was pretty funny.
Yeah,
visionary. All right, man. Well, cool. Everyone, if you're watching this live, thanks for hanging out with us. Believe it or not, we're going to start the show right back in a few minutes where we're going to talk about this week's wrestling shows, the non-pay-per-view ones, the Raw, the NXT, the Dynamites, the Rampage, the SmackDowns, and then a couple of the local shows that also took place here in Vegas during the Memorial Day weekend. So stay tuned for that. If you downloaded the podcast, thank you for listening to this. Make sure you download tomorrow, which for you end up being Tuesday, where we will be talking about more wrestling. All right. So we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. And until then, we'll see you next time. Peace.